I came across the word true well-being, or actually I made up the word true well-being 12 years ago when I got into all of the things that I do now because of my son's illness. So I wrote Healthy Mother, Healthy Child, and it was something, they say that you write about what you need most in your own life. Well, what I needed in my life was to figure out how to make a child that was sick healthy. And the best thing we can do is be an example, for our children, and they're like a sponge. So, you just basically have to stand around there doing the best job you can do, and those kids are going to soak it up. My workshops are really a combination of years of being a yoga teacher, being a former nurse, doing the health writing that I have. So I've made an amalgam, I suppose, or sort of a way of combining different techniques that allows people to tap into their natural way of being.
I had the opportunity to go on a 3-day retreat with Elizabeth, and it was amazing because I had just found out that I had breast cancer at the time. And by being able to go and do this retreat, it was so healing to me that I knew that the next steps that I had to go through, that I could go right through them. And it was like an ushering, and that's something about the true well-being and Elizabeth's philosophy that is just amazing.
So what happened with the jewelry, it's kind of an interesting story. I was given a prayer bead, or a mala, from my very first yoga instructor. And she's a Swami, and it was a gift, and I loved it, and I wore it all the time, especially when I would teach workshops. And so after the workshops, a lot of people would come up to me and say, where can I get one of those? I thought, oh my gosh, I think people would really feel comfort from these. So I, created my first serenity beads and called them serenity beads because they're a combination of a mala or a rosary, or basically just a prayer bead, that can be worn as jewelry. And I wanted to give women something tangible, something they could take away and feel comfort from. So mandalas have been around for centuries. They really cross the cultures. They've been in Asia and in the Celtic cultures, Native American cultures, and it's a geometric pattern that's a circle. But I like to use the coloring. And the beautiful thing about coloring a mandala is that you get the experience of a meditation without having to meditate. So by just coloring the pattern, they get to feel that meditative feeling and feel like they're meditating. And then what we do next is we journal. I have prompted journal questions that follow the meditation of coloring. And it works for, from little kids all the way up to, grandmas. And talking about the future, I do have some new projects cooking. One I'm super excited about that's going to cross the generations, and it's a new thing for me, and I've got a lot of energy behind it, and it's coming, and I'm really looking forward to it. Can't tell you any more. So I'm Elizabeth Irvin, and the bottom line really is, who in this world doesn't need to feel more peace and calm? And so if any of these things that I offer, can it provide that for someone? Well, you know what? I've done my job. And that makes me feel good about who I am and what I do.